Alright, so in the previous video, I discussed about how to uh, understand the perspective toggle option that is available in OpenSees, STKO. So the similar option is available in Abacus. So if are you Abacus user, here it is perspective mode. If we select it to turn off, and if you select it to turn on, we can work on these environments. And let me just show this to you. So I just forget about it. I will discuss it in the modeling environment. Anyways, let's just close it. So this is what I was discussing about the perspective mode to switch it on and switch it off here. Um, let's go back to the options that are available with us in the OpenSeas environment, and let's discuss about these windows, etc. So I am in the quick access toolbar, right? Before that, let's just click on any empty space and click on editor to bring back the editor. It is editor, and click on terminal to click back on and get the terminal, and click on the script to get back the script environment here. So when you by default install the OpenSeas, you get all these options on. I discussed them in a brief manner in this analysis option here. Sorry, in the navigation here. So I click on anywhere in this main toolbar in an empty space, and you can hide and unhide these options. If you are working with Abacus, so as I'm familiar with Abacus a lot, then in this environment, if you are working with Abacus, Control T is the shortcut for hiding and bringing back the model tree uh, in the graphical user interface. Anyways, let's uh, go to the discussion back, and now let's go to the uh, perspective mode discussion. So this is for perspective mode, and this is for parallel mode. So with perspective mode, it is using a single point perspective mode from the far end to the near end, and it is a parallel mode that is present here, and what is present will be shown in a detailed way without any further simplification. So this is about the detail that is present, right? And we can see here that what is going on in the model. So with the quick access toolbar, let's jump to the zoom options that are available here. So this is fit selection, and this is fit all. So with fit all, you will get the maximum space in the free end with fit selection. For example, if I select this, it will adjust the centroid according to the selected part here, and it will do it in this way. So for example, if I select this rebar and I click on the fit selection, right? So this fit selection is based on the selected part. If I unselected and fit all, it will adjust all the geometry here. If you notice here, the software automatically save this according to the time interval that's adjusted here for the auto save option here. So it's a very good thing. However, if you are working with a model which required a lot of modification, and you are checking back and forth the modeling environment, then I do not recommend it. You have to take a backup from your original model, just in case if you did a mistake in your model and OpenSeas automatically saved it, then you don't have any chance to reverse that in your modeling environment. So for STKO, If you have enabled the autosave option, you must keep a backup of your file in your analysis environment here. So this is all about the view option that is available in the quick access toolbar. And pretty simple, quick access means which we can quickly access in the modeling environment. After that, we have display option. These are available here. And if we select on it, we go to the display option and we get the display view and all these options that are present in the analysis. So the first thing is the display view, the second thing is the label, the third thing is the condition scale factor. For example, if I change it, if I select it here, if I change it, and if we go to the condition, click on OK, so it's modifying accordingly. And if we select on the display view and make it auto, so what we are trying to do is, for example, if you want to, there is no property here, but if you want to make it visualized by physical properties, then we can do it using the physical properties option. If you want to make it by element properties, we can do it with element properties. If you want to make it based on condition, we can do it by based on condition. If you want to make it auto, we can make it auto in this analysis environment here. Uh, let's go back to the discussion. If I want to include Abacus, so these are basically the view options that are also available in the Abacus software. So let me launch the Abacus software and show these options in the Abacus as well. So just in case if you are wondering how it works in the Abacus environment, then you can do it in Abacus as well. The reason is I'm trying to discuss Abacus is most of the finite element analysis user are using the Abacus environment, so that's why it is important to discuss them as well accordingly in the analysis options that are available with us. So anyways, um, we have a pretty good understanding now about the understanding purpose of the software here. So we have this color code dialog here, right? And this color code dialog serves the same purpose as we are doing in our analysis. So if I go to File and Abacus, and let's select on this one. I will just quickly open this one. Understanding this quick access toolbar is very easy for us in order to get details from it. Anyways, let's just go to the, for example, if we look at the option, this is related to the parts department. If I switch on the translucency here, it will be more easy to understand them. So, for example, sorry, switch it off. With respect to parts, it will be a different color code. With respect to section, it will be a different color code. The material are different. Other details are different that are present in this model. So this is how it works, and this is how the material display are used here. So STKO has similar option that is available in the display option, right? We can do selection based on these information. If you want to get the geometry ID and we click on OK, we will get the geometries ID that are visible here in this environment as well. But since we have not assigned anything to this modeling environment, so we are not able to get this, and we have not assigned any kind of physical properties to the environment, so that's why we can do it. um, in the context of the mesh, if we want to show node labels, we can show them, and we want to show element label, we can show them. It's similar to the ETABS and other softwares and Abacus as well. In geometry, we can do the geometry labels, right? And if we want to hide them, since we have not assigned anything to this environment here, interaction label, vertices, edges, faces, solids, everything, we can then hide them, as well as we can show them in this environment. If you want to go to the labels, then uh, we can send this command to the preprocessor module as well. If you want to play with these options, then the best thing to do is basically to first understand these controls before working with it, and in order to completely get an idea of this model, we can also control the number of nodes to display in the settings, that how many nodes are can be labeled accordingly in the maximum environment. So these are only eligible if we do meshing and we do properties assignment, etc. Then we can show them with all these options properly. If we don't have any mesh, actually we cannot do it. So after that, we have the grid option, right? If you want to, let me switch off this. If we, and let me switch off this as well. Um, Here at the grid option, look at here. If we have this grid option and we want to snap the grid turn on, and we want to convert to the auto snaps and all those options, we can play with them as well. For example, in the edit grid options, if we want to reduce the number of grids, we can reduce them here, and we can see them what is going on in the model. For example, if I make it 1, if I make it 15, if I make it 10, and if I make it 8, whatever I want to do it, I can do it, right? And for example, if we reduce this one, cell counts, and these in the secondary cell and primary cell count, we can change them, right? And if you want to render them on top, so it will render them. If you want to hide them, you can hide them as well. Other than that, this is related to the grid snapping options. If you switch it on and when we are drafting, we can grid it properly in for detailed analysis in the modeling. This is related to the ortho option. If you switch it on and switch it off, you can do it. When we are working with Abacus, these options are not available. In Abacus, the options that are available are um, the controls and the sketch module and the parts. After that, uh, we have the snaps, auto snaps. If you want to switch it on, you can switch it on. If you want to edit auto snap option, so we can use the mid option, and we can use the midpoint as well, in point and midpoint. So if you are familiar with the CAD environment, this is something very useful for you. After that, we have the element and local axis options available. So if we want to show the vertices, we can show them, and it will give us the vertices at the geometry. If you want to hide them, we can hide them. Similarly, this option is show for the edges. So if we don't want to show the edges, we can hide them. But it's since it is line element, so it is hiding everything here. If we have a solid element, we can work with the silent element properly in this way. I will show it somewhere in the next videos. Um After this, if you want to show faces, we can show faces and we can hide faces as well. This is related to the local axis. In local axis, it will show us for the given geometry that how the local axes are assigned to this model. So we can see them here. After that, these are the last options that are available in the main toolbar. These are about the elements, the selection of the elements that we are doing. So if we want to select or unselect elements, then we can select the vertex, we can select the edge, we can select the face, we can select the solid, we can select the geometry, we can select interaction. So at this stage, it's not much important to consider in the preprocessor environment here, but in future and modeling environment, I will demonstrate them when I'm doing a practical project on the OpenSees environment. So I think up to this point for the quick access toolbar, it's a good way. Then we will have the render window. I don't have at this point any kind of current ODB that is not confidential, and I can show it. But I'll try to prepare something which will make it easier for the users who are following this introductory series to understand better how the STKO is working and how we can select these processes in our environment. We have in post processor, as I mentioned here in the module of post processor, we have this render window. So this window shows the model and its feature in the database after the solution, and we have the Python scripting interface. So the scripting interface, if you have any kind of script, then this interface is available in both the pre-processor and post-processor. I showed it in this way. If you can have an option to access one by one all these options, you can access them in pre-processor and post-processor. So the interface in both the pre-processor and post-processor is available, and it allows users to interact with STKO through Python. And this window is divided into two sections: the script explorer and the script editor. The first one is the script explorer. The second one is the script editor. And a script explorer allows the user to search through the script if there is any script available, and it will go for the Python. And if you have the script editor, this lets the user make changes and then run the script they have in their library, then they can use them here. This is pretty powerful tool here. If you are working with this, I'll try to demonstrate something in this in future. If you have a Python script, most of the time we are working with demanding environment, and it's really difficult for us to just go through all the modeling process one by one. So if you prepare a Python script and you want to use it, then it's the best way to use it, because the purpose is, if you are trying to understand this, then you have to understand this, because with ChatGPT and Microsoft Capelight, it's now very easy to go to the Python scripting interface with the ASD STKO option, and beside this, using the STKO versions. So you can prepare your geometries and all the other material details, etc., and you can prepare your own script in the analysis if you want to use it. So these are some of the options that are available with us in the STKO current selections, options, and menus and toolbars. In all these detailed discussion, I have covered them. Not briefly, try to explain one by one. And when I'm demonstrating the practical example, I will use them a lot. So that's why I thought it is important to first discuss everything before starting a project on it and then following everything that we are trying to demonstrate here. So also, if you want to handle the selections in the quick access toolbar, you can select multiple in your options. So let's say I just try to um, hide them, and these are the options that are available for this. So let's say I press escape, and I select on the vertex. So for example, let's do it like this. I selected this option, so I can't see anything that I can select here. You can see here. So if we have selected this select vertex option, then we can do it very easily by clicking on it, and we can see that if we have the edge option on, we can select them one by one. But since we have hidden the options that are not available for us, we can do select face here as well. And this option is available in Abacus if we are working with the geometries. Then in the display groups we can do that in our analysis environment property. So let's say I want to select any face, I should select shift with it, right? But there is no option available that demonstrate us which option we are going to select here. So unlike Abacus, it's a positive point here that we can select them. And when we switch off these, we cannot select anything that we are trying to select or deselect here. So this is kind of a handling the selection and the quick access toolbar in the analysis, right? Um, I think I think it's okay to stop this discussion at this point, and we will go to the detail in the post processing using the working tree environment, and I will try to include one by one all these environments. Right. Um, Anyways, let's stop this recording at this point. In the next video, I'll try to continue this discussion further. Thank you so much for watching.